Welcome. Hi. Welcome to yet another webinar. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Magdalena Bednarek. I am a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. I hold master's degree in Oriental medicine as well as acupuncture and herbal medicine. I am also a certified health coach in recall healing. And so the work of emotions is very, very important in every condition, especially erectile dysfunction. So this is meant to be mostly, of course, for men, but we may get ladies here who suffer from this issue and their partner is refusing to get any treatment because this could be a very, very embarrassing issue to a point that most of the diagnosed men do not seek treatment or even a consultation due to the embarrassment of the nature. So, if this is you, if this sounds like you, or you think you may be getting an erectile dysfunction issue, then this video is for you. Here, I'm going to give you answers as to why it happens. Where is the origin? You were not born with a dysfunction, and do not buy the sentence that the doctors tell us a lot. Well, we get things with age. We don't. Age is just a number, and it has nothing to do with erectile dysfunction or many other conditions for that matter. But yes, it does seem to touch the elder generation, and there's a reason for it, which we will also go through in the video. Now, this video is for you if you're seeking to eliminate what's causing your issue, and that requires work. If you are fine with your treatment, by all means, stay with it. Stay with it if it works for you, whatever works for you. But in this video, I'm going to show you the reasons behind erectile dysfunctions, the kind they don't teach in medical grad school. I went to medical grad school. They didn't teach us. And they didn't teach us to explain it to clients or patients either. So you're going to learn here very different perspectives. You may agree with them or you may not. They may trigger you, they may not. What I'm showing you is basic anatomy, basic functional and holistic information that is it's actually based on studies. There's actually a lot of studies about everything that I'm going to talk about, but it's up to you to research. So this is for people who are looking for that next step. What can I do to improve my sexual life? What can I do to prevent this from happening? Think about it. If you could feel like an 18-year-old self again, wouldn't you want to? And it's possible. But we have to start somewhere. So welcome to the presentation. This is erectile dysfunction must-knows. Let's start. Medical disclaimer, of course, this is for educational purposes only. This is not a medical advice. Consult your healthcare professional provider with any changes you want to implement. Again, I don't know you. All I'm sharing with you is basic knowledge that can be researched through multiple books that I read on my path, on my journey to healing. And I am actually sharing with you what I've discovered on my journey, which is I've discovered 3 aspects in every condition: physical, emotional, and energetical. I've been very blessed to receive multiple autoimmune diseases 11 years ago. And I say I've been blessed. It was a gift because this is why I'm here. I am in full remission, and this is what I've discovered on my road. That my diseases were physical, emotional, energetical. Every single condition has those 3 aspects. So the physical aspects, think of it as your Western medicine. Think of it as something that you can see. It's your diet, it's your environment, it's what you eat, it's what you drink. This is very tangible aspect. And this is only one aspect. If we do not go beyond one aspect to address the emotional and energetical, what chances do we have of repeating the same issue? A lot. So I've discovered, and this is how I'm in full remission, guys. At 44, I feel better than I did in my 20s, and it is possible for you too. The second issue is the emotional. So the emotional is, think about it as German new medicine. This is the very root cause of the manifestation of all of your cells. This is the biology of your cells. And I will talk about it because it's an important aspect to understand how your body uses metabolism to be built the way it is. Again, this is something no doctor will ever tell you, okay, in the 5-minute visit that you go to them. And I will take my time in this webinar because you need to know those things in order to have optimal metabolism. And the third aspect is energetical. And this is all about traditional Chinese medicine. And this is all about the energy. Everything is energy. And when we address all three aspects, that's when the success comes in. That's how I am in full remission from 9 autoimmune diseases. So let's begin. We're going to begin with the first one, the physical aspect, because it's the easiest to understand and we can all kind of connect to that the most. So I found a definition for erectile dysfunction by National Institute of Health. You can Google this. Also, erectile dysfunction is a condition that prevents you from getting or keeping an erection firm enough for sex. That's what it says on their website. Okay, there's not a lot to it. I don't know if your doctor even told you this or if you had to Google it yourself. Okay, but they also mentioned that erectile dysfunction is not a routine part of aging. I hope your doctor told you this so that you understand. This is on National Institute of Health website. You can Google this. So it is proven that erectile dysfunction is not an age issue. So what is it? Where does it come from, right? You didn't just wake up one day with a dysfunction. So there's, in the physical aspect, also from National Institute of Health, they listed some causes. So the causes, they said, are any condition or disease of blood vessels, nerves, or hormones. But here's the thing. Those also have their own reason. Also, condition or disease of a blood vessel did not happen overnight, and it did not happen for no reason. So what is causing that? So see, we have to go even further to get to our root cause of where is this starting. They say that diabetes, chronic kidney disease, obesity, overweight, arteriosclerosis, high blood pressure, low testosterone. There's many other listed there. If you're interested, you can check it out. And then also some medications cause erectile dysfunction. And here I would like for you to consult your doctor if you take any medicine, or you can research what are the side effects of the medicines that you are currently taking. When I was doing my internship in clinic for acupuncture, I had a patient who had Bell's palsy. Half of her face was numb, and it turned out that the medicine she was taking for diabetes, one of the side effects listed the Bell's palsy. So we were treating her, and yet she continued to take the same medicine. So we advised her to go back to her doctor and maybe find a different medicine because this one has an effect on her. So it could be you. Google it, talk to your doctor, and see what options you do currently have. So the treatment, this is the Western medicine treatment. They offer Viagra, Cialis, Stendra. Those are your class of medications, which increases blood flow. Now, what's the reason the blood flow is obstructed? Because if we find the reason and eliminate it, guess what? You don't need those. You're going to be fine, right? So let's dig deeper into what the doctors don't tell you. This is when the fun part begins. What the doctors don't tell you. So no doctor will ever mention to you about your toxin overload because that's not something that they talk about in medical grad schools. They don't. There's no test for toxins. This is not included in their education, okay? And this includes alcohol and cigarettes. If you currently drink alcohol, I don't care if it's once a week. I don't care if it's once a month. I don't care if it's once a year. If you drink or you smoke, nothing you're going to learn here is going to help you because it's toxins. So here I am trying to teach you how to get rid of toxins from your body, and then you're putting them right back in. So no, we have to start somewhere, right? And the basic knowledge is that, I'm sorry, alcohol and cigarettes are toxins to your body, and they will obstruct your blood vessels. They will, because they affect the liver. And if the liver can't do its job, guess what? Your blood is thick, it can't get to where it's supposed to. Parasites. No doctor will ever tell you this. Well, in my grad school, we had an entire 7-minute lecture on parasites, and information was so outdated that I was in shock. Literally, I was in shock, considering my story with parasites, which I will tell you about. And so many people that I knew who had them without specific symptoms. Guess what chances are that you have them if you never did a parasite cleanse? Okay, and then the detox organs are sluggish, thus not cleansing the blood. And it's all about the blood being thin enough to get into those tiny vessels in your penis area. That's it. So, what's going on with the liver and the kidneys? Well, if there's toxin accumulation, if there's parasites, there's your answer. We have to get rid of the root cause. Remember, we're still in a physical aspect. There's much more to come. But we have to start somewhere. So let's start with the parasites, with the fancy names that you don't know about. So let's pronounce it together. Schistosomiasis. This is basically a blood fluke, and it lives in blood vessels, basically obstructing your blood flow. It's so tiny, it's microscopic. It cannot be seen by a naked eye, so you'll never see it. And there's no test for it. There's no x-ray for it. There's nothing. And it's super easy to get it. The next one is trichomoniasis, which is sexually transmitted infection. Also, microscopic, you can't see them. You have to know that only 30% of parasites are visible. The rest, you can never see them. And then any parasite that affects proper blood flow, meaning if you have liver flukes, and most of us have them, as Dr. Hulda Clark in her wonderful book states, The Cure for All Diseases, she says all of us have liver flukes, and I agree with her. I've passed quite some. That's why I feel so fantastic. Okay, and then any parasites that steals your micronutrients. Think about hookworm. This is the only parasite that has teeth. It will attach itself to your intestinal lining and just drink all your nutrients. And then you keep on taking your multivitamin and you think, why am I still so fatigued? Why is my eyesight getting worse? Why am I getting headaches? Well, there's your answer. Same thing for roundworm. And that's what I had. I had a roundworm infestation, hookworm infestation, and liver flukes. And they overgrew not for any particular reason, except that I was born with MTHFR gene mutation. And that affects my detox pathways. It just does. I do not methylate properly, which means I do not absorb vitamins properly. My immunity was lowered. So parasites, being very opportunistic, took their chance and just decided to overgrow when my immune system decided that's it. And that happened after my third son was born when I was 33 years old. All hell broke loose. And I almost died, because nobody could have helped me. And the prescription drugs I was getting from the doctors didn't work for whatever they were diagnosing me. Guys, I've had so many diagnoses because I've had all those symptoms, right? And nobody knew where they were coming from, because Western medicine does not address parasites. It seems that they just pretend they don't exist. There you go. That's what I've noticed on my journey. Again, it's an opinion, not a scientific fact. How easy it is to get infected. Guys, swimming, washing, or bathing in contaminated water. I'm sure at least once in your lifetime, you swam in a lake, in a river, in, I don't know, not really an ocean because that's salt water, but we're talking more about fresh water. So little lakes and rivers. Yeah, it's very easy, super easy. And then the next one is exchange of body fluids. Contaminated food or drinking water, very easy. And then skin contact, because our skin has micropores. And this is something that I like to explain to people who do not understand the effects of polyester. Everything you touch in microparticles will be absorbed through your skin into your bloodstream. even parasite eggs. Very easy, very easy. You have no idea. And I know that this is going to change, and we're going to have much more emphasis on parasitic infestations, because that really is what is helping people. Guys, when I did my first cleanse, and I'm going to talk about it, 98% of my symptoms went away. Imagine, I felt like a newborn baby. That's just my experience, by the way. Fact, you can be infected your whole life and not know about it because you never check, because you never know, because you were told that, oh, you have a disease. We don't know why you have it. Maybe it's genetic. We don't know. It just happened. If you accept that explanation, that's okay. I didn't. When I first got lupus and fibromyalgia and Hashimoto and all the other diseases, at first I did what everybody did, right? I went to the doctor, got prescription pills, and I tried, but it wasn't working. I was getting worse and worse and worse. So I knew it's either I do something right now or I'll probably die, because it got to a point where I couldn't leave the bed. A mother of 3 young children couldn't leave the bed, 33 years old. And guess what? Yeah, little critters were doing the damage. So parasites have 3 cycles: they're eggs, larvae, and adult parasites. And I tell you this because when you get, I love prescription antiparasitics. We take, my whole family, we take albendazole all the time. We get ours from Europe because you can get it in pharmacy there with no problems. But it doesn't kill the egg. And parasites can live in any organ and tissue, anywhere in your body. So the antiparasitics, they are very good at killing the adults and the larvae, but not the eggs. And parasites can put the eggs anywhere. It could be under your skin, it could be in your muscles, it could be in your tissues. And unless it's in the intestines, it cannot be killed, because every antiparasitic, whether it's a prescription drug or an herb, it works on the intestinal level. This is why it is so important to repeatedly do it during the full moon. Now, that's what I said, full moon. It's very interesting. There is no accurate test or x-ray to detect them. But there's been a study that they did on multiple sclerosis patients who passed away, and they scanned their brains, and it turned out that they had parasitic eggs in their brain. Every single one of them. You can Google this. So yeah, it can show up, except that Western medicine has not been taught to. They will say, oh, you have little tumors, you have little cysts, but they will not tell you what it is, because they're not trained to know what it is. Those are just some facts for you. And again, you are free to Google anything you would like. Now, another issue that we see a lot is if you have no gallbladder, you have no protection. Basically, your doctor will never tell you this, but they like took away your entire parasitic protection, because if you have no gallbladder, there is no storage of bile, and bile helps the body eliminate parasites. It is acting as natural antimicrobial and detergent-like substance in the small intestines, and it destroys parasites. It stops its growth, but it is also promoting them to leave the intestines, because it is very slimy like. So it literally helps your whole body. Without this substance, there's a very big because bile also neutralizes them, providing very alkaline environment, and parasites cannot live in alkaline environment. So without the bile, what's happening? Not only you cannot absorb your fats correctly, and we need those for a proper hormonal function, but you do not get parasitic protection. So they are the main defense against parasitic infections. So this is something to consider. If you had no gallbladder, we can also work on that. There's many herbal protocols that you can do in order to help your liver, because the liver needs extra help, because it tries to keep up. Because it has no more storage unit, it has to continuously work and produce the bile, which is a lot on the liver. Now, the truth. There is only one real medicine, and it is called preventative lifestyle. And this is not something that your doctor will ever tell you, because you know how it is. If they knew how to help you, I'm sure they would, but they just don't, because they're not taught how to find the reasons behind your diseases. So, what is preventative lifestyle? We're going to learn about it more because it is a lot about your emotions and a lot about your perspective and a lot about what you do every single day. That matters. Your little daily habits add up to who you are as a human. So, lifestyle. Lack of movement will cause stagnation of energy. It will cause stagnation of blood flow, stagnation of lymphatic movement, and stagnation of digestion, which is like a recipe for disaster. And most of us have sedentary lifestyles. Now, if you are one of those patients who gained weight, I bet you were never told that your weight gain started with low-grade inflammation. It did not start with overeating. I have a whole video about it on my channel. Check it out. There's a weight secret video, and then there's another video on weight, how not to gain any weight during the holidays and eat what you want. You have to educate yourself on that. So over here, we're not going to concentrate on it as much, but this is the reason why your blood is stagnated. There's no blood flow. Okay, and in the US, over 40% of people suffer from obesity. This is over 100 million people. It's crazy. People who suffer with inflammation that turned into weight gain. So if we address the inflammation, if we remove the cause of our inflammation, guess what? The body naturally goes back to its natural state. And it happened to me so many times. You guys have no idea. There's a video on it. Look for it. I think it'll be good for you. Now, imbalance. The doctors never check for your minerals or vitamins. They just don't. The only vitamin they will check is vitamin D, but it doesn't matter because without vitamin C, you cannot absorb vitamin D, and nobody checks vitamin C levels. Nobody. So you have to do micronutrient testing. It's an investment and your insurance will not cover. I did it a few years ago and oh my goodness. Yeah, I had 0 vitamin C. Multiple reasons behind that. You can do hair tissue mineral analysis to find out about your minerals because minerals are not always accurate from the blood because remember the blood flows and in any place there could be a bigger or lower accumulation of minerals. And so if you do want to do a blood test for parasites, only the kind of red blood cells that we would check for are eosinophils and they would be elevated. But again, because pinworms are everywhere, most of us have it elevated. So it's also hard to determine and Western medicine does not determine it, but you can check for yourself. You can ask your doctor at your next healthy checkup to check your eosinophils just in case, like say you haven't been feeling well lately, you're fatigued. They should say yes. So yes, you want to make sure you know all your B levels, B12, B6, B9, B3. You want to make sure you know your vitamin E levels because that's important too. You guys, if minerals and vitamins are not in balance, I love my Cellcore product, which is Core Nutrients. It has everything in it. Ask me on Instagram. I have many posts on it, but it's the most bioabsorbable supplement out there because they're using carbon technology. Now, let's talk about something that is very embarrassing that we don't talk about in our relationships. I don't know why we don't talk about it. We should. We really should. So the imbalance of anything in your body will cause the secret symptom, which it affects negatively smell and taste of your penis. And here's the thing why we don't talk about it. It is not only embarrassing for the men, it is very embarrassing for us women to tell you because we've been raised to be good girls and some part of our mind considers it to be rude for us to tell you that, hey, this smells really bad. I don't want to go near it. So if you notice, this is the pattern that your partner stopped going down on you, this could be it. But they will never tell you because they're too embarrassed. I was. And that was in my ex relationship. Why? Because my ex-husband used to, it changed by the end, but he used to smoke and drink. When a man smokes and drinks, his entire mouth microbiome is affected. The same microbiome we have in our mouth, we have in our genitals. Same thing goes for women. If we women have terrible microbiome, we're going to have terrible smell down there. If we have candida overgrowth here, we're going to have candida overgrowth there, which is a yeast infection. And it is so difficult to talk about, but it's necessary. Think about it. If you don't say anything, if let's say your spouse has bad breath, wouldn't you tell them? Because maybe they have gums disease or something. Wouldn't you want them to get better? This is the same. This can come out of concern for your partner's health. But like I said, because we women, we are raised to be good girls, we're just afraid to tell you. I didn't. It couldn't pass through my mouth until much later when I started getting a lot of education about communication, and I started doing a lot of self-work, and I was able to address it. And guess what? It helped on multiple levels because it motivated my ex-husband to do something about it, because every man likes this pleasure. And it's not that we women, we hate to do it. We love it. But if it smells bad and it tastes bad, we won't do it. Even if you have erectile dysfunction and you take your prescription pill and you do get an erection, still, the taste of it can be, especially if you drink alcohol or smoke. Guys, cigarettes, it's like a constant flow of toxins to your body. I am sure at this point, your liver is overburdened. And we're going to talk about what we can do later. But if you want the balance back in your intimacy and your sexual life, guess what? It starts with you. Everything starts with you. And I want you to be aware of this. And I know you are here because there is a dysfunction. I know you are here because you have no one to talk about this to. Because what if your doctor is a woman? That makes it even more hard to talk about, right? You don't want to talk to your spouse because, well, it's also embarrassing and you don't want her to think less of you. Guess what? It's not your fault. You were not born with this dysfunction. Your detox organs are simply overburdened with toxins, parasites, lifestyle needs changing. Whatever the reason is, it is up to you to address it. And believe me, you can bring back the balance. Only you can bring back the balance to your own health, to your own life, to your own relationship. Only you. Okay, we have to keep on going because we don't have a lot of time and we have a lot of information to go through, and we're just at the emotional aspect, which is German new medicine. Now, here, this may be completely new to you. If you've never been in therapy, this may be a completely abstract idea to you. Okay, let's talk about the biology of a cell. Our emotions affect our well-being. Number one reason is any type of stress will, I'm sure you heard this, it will raise your cortisol level. If your cortisol level is raised for too long, guess what happens? Every single function of your body is affected. People who live in chronic stress, they're the sickest. Okay, so unaddressed emotions or continued emotions will cause your body to raise the cortisol level naturally. It messes up your hormones, your digestion, your immunity goes way, way down. We don't want that. So this is what I mean. And the first emotion is that we're going to talk about is worry. Okay. And you may not feel about it that way, but just hear me out. You're here, right? Anyway, you may as well learn a different perspective. So from recall healing perspective, which is a branch of German new medicine, your worry will cause you to have the erectile dysfunction. And what do you worry about? You can't give her pleasure. You are not good enough. Whether for her, you're not good enough in bed, you're just not good enough, which, by the way, it has nothing to do with her, everything to do with you. It's your own mindset, okay? You have fear of losing her because if you don't perform, if you don't satisfy her, she will lose you, she will leave you. This is a conflict of separation, which is you lost your wife or you lost a body part like genitals, like maybe you had some sort of surgery, and you lost a testicle. Whatever the reason is, now it doesn't have to be you, or it could, all of them could be you, or just one of them could be you. But what recall healing is telling us, it's a prolonged emotion of worry. If every time you have intercourse with your partner, you think to yourself, oh my God, what if I fail? That's worry. Oh my God, she doesn't look satisfied. That's worry. So every time you have this perspective, that's what happens. There's more. Okay. It is also related to the resentment, because a man will secretly resent his wife because she treats him as one of the children. That's what happened to me. In my relationship, my ex-husband was resenting me, and I was treating him like a child. And he gave me every reason to. And I just took over, which meant I was basically in my toxic masculine energy. And it took me years to break that pattern. Years. It didn't save my marriage, but it saved me. Now, wife can also castrate her man when she's the boss, when she is a decision maker. Guys, this is a very toxic dynamic that I see everywhere, especially in European couples. Oh my God. It's like our parents literally taught us this, and we're repeating the cycle. So I talk a lot about masculine and feminine balance. I have an ebook out on my website, The Red Flags in Relationship. It's on umlacademy.com. It's important to know what is your role. It is important to know what is feminine and masculine of you. So we women, we take over the masculine role when we make your dentist appointment, we make your doctor's appointment, when we pick up after you, just as we pick up after the children. We secretly start to resent you, and then that shows in your body, because we read each other's energy at all times. And then you may think, oh, but my wife is attractive. Why don't I feel the erection? Well, it may be because your energies are out of balance. So the dynamic that was passed on to me, very toxic dynamic, is that the man just goes to work, does nothing else. And me, I do everything. I give birth to children. I also work. I clean, I cook. I do it all. I organize our lives. And that's a recipe for disaster. Every single woman like that is sick. My mother was sick. My grandma was sick. I was sick. We didn't know about the balance in the relationship. And this is why very easily husbands become children. And it's not something we do on purpose, guys. It is not. This is something that you can break once you're aware of it. Think about it. Do you take out the trash because you want to and you see that it's full? Or she has to ask you every single time because it's like annoying. Yeah, that was my life before. And I'm not blaming anybody because it's not to blame. This is not a blaming game. This is understanding game. I understood that it wasn't something that we chose. We went into those patterns because that's what was modeled to us when we were children. And true masculine energy is energy of giving. You want to give her that orgasm. And providing. You are her safety net. If she doesn't feel it, the energy will be off, and she will have to put her own protection, do her own providing, and she will put on her toxic masculinity. I see it everywhere, guys. And this could be the reason, emotional reason. Because again, guess what? If this dynamic continues to happen, it will raise your cortisol level, and you will not know that you're in chronic stress sleeping next to your partner. That was me. I was in chronic stress and I didn't know why. I was like, but everything is fine, right? I'm doing my best, but my body didn't feel safe. And so my cortisol was high, like almost, I was in burnout mode, like, whew, yeah. So there's a lot of information right now out there. Like, again, I told you, if you need extra help on this, I have an ebook about it, about the energies, about relationships, because you may need extra help in that department. But yeah, if a man becomes the sun, that energy right away creates resentment. And I could get even deeper into that, but for the sake of this video, if we have time, maybe, but we'll see. So in a relationship, communication is the key. You have to talk about things, even if they are embarrassing to you. I think at a certain age, you just kind of break that spell and you start talking about hemorrhoids and stuff. and it just doesn't bother you. But maybe you're just, earlier than that stage. Remember about self-care. Understand your role. Understand it. See where you are in a relationship. And did she become your mother or is she your wife? Because that's a totally different story. Set your standards and set the boundaries. You are the provider. You make the rules. And I know so many people may not agree with this, but every healthy woman wants her men to initiate, to have ideas, to take action, to show her that she is safe. That's when our true feminine awakens. And we can drop then the mothering role and just be our joyful selves. Okay, the most common cause that I've noticed from my internship in a clinic for an acupuncture school. So many men lost attraction to their spouse. And this is so common, guys. We let ourselves go. Life takes over. We have kids, we have work, we have, obligations. We don't take time to take care of ourselves, and no one taught us. Remember, we're the generation, nobody taught us that we should exercise 3 to 4 times a week, eat healthy. Like, what? Our parents didn't know, so how could they have taught us? Those are very new things. And that's what happened also in my relationship, where I struggled with my weight all my life. Of course, it was very emotional weight. But when I got to the point that I felt very good about myself, I've noticed that my ex-husband put on weight, and I told him straight up. That's what I told him. I said, listen, I'm not attracted to obese men. I'm not. You were not obese when I married you, and there's no reason for you to be now. And as you can tell, I do everything in my power to look good for you, but there's no reciprocation. So, and the same thing happens the other way. A man may stay in the same shape, but his wife may let herself go. Maybe she doesn't have time. Maybe her life is too demanding. Whatever the reason, the attraction is lost. Or maybe both of them get out of shape. They both take prescription drugs for high blood pressure. They both spend their nights on a couch watching Netflix, eating potato chips. Very destructive pattern. I love Netflix, but not every day, and also not if I don't move enough. But it is your choice. But yes, that's what happens. So this is how we women, we lose our libido. We just lose it. We're just like, oh, I don't feel like having intercourse. Why? Because we don't find you attractive. We don't admire you. You do not impress us anymore. We want you to be the macho man, to show us that you have, you're in good shape, you're super healthy. And the same thing happens to the men. So think about it if it's you. And I don't want you to go to your wife and yell at her for getting out of shape. It's not that easy. There may have been multiple reasons. She may have needed support when she didn't get any. Maybe too much is on her plate. Maybe she's the provider. Maybe she is the only one responsible for cleaning the house, like in most households. Why does it fall on the wife? So out of fashion, So think about it. Think about what would be the reason. And believe me, if you give a woman a chance to take care of herself, she will. Oh, she will. Yeah. But sometimes we do need encouragement, and we need an honest conversation. But same goes about you. If you gained a lot of weight, do not expect your wife to magically be in shape. If you have to be the example, you show her that it matters to you. And let me tell you what is beautiful. Health is beautiful. Okay? If you're healthy, naturally you will be beautiful. Because we don't look at beauty, we look at health and we say, oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so conversation. Again, everything is about conversation. And we're on the third aspect of every disease, which is energetical aspect, traditional Chinese medicine. And here I wanted to show you the meridian of the kidney, which is how your energy flows, and the meridian of the liver. And notice that both meridians enter your genitals. And liver is your anger and resentment, and kidney is your fear. So if you're afraid You're not satisfying your woman. You're afraid she's going to lose you. That's the energetical meridian that will be affected. And then that means, basically what it means is the energy does not flow correctly in those areas. Yeah, the Chinese, they mapped it all out for us. A body is a map. Every single point on your body can be associated with a meridian and with an emotion. There you go. So, and what is so significant about kidney and the liver? They are both our main detox organs. So the liver gets rid of the fat soluble toxins, and the kidney is getting rid of the water soluble toxins, which without them, our body would be poisoned on a daily basis. So if they're overflowing with toxins, that's what may be affected. Yep. True story. I find traditional Chinese medicine fascinating. It answered a lot of questions for me. And it also it was a huge, huge part of my remission. So traditional Chinese medicine, there's a magical power of herbs. The herbs provide systemic support, meaning they help with every single organ, depending on the protocol you do, of course. If you want to know where to start, work with me. I have a free Instagram consultation in my DMs. Ask me which protocol is right for you, what you should address first. If you're not there, if you're not ready, we always start with foundational protocol. Now, this is the king of all protocols. This is the protocol that I did twice. Every box, every step is for 1 month. It comes with prepared supplement and instructions. The first protocol, which is also the first step, which is also called Jumpstart Kit, is for your energy and drainage. Now, we never start a protocol without this step. Why? Because you have to prepare the body for deeper detox, to remove any side effects. Because believe me, when you're detoxing, when you're supporting your detox, let's say you have some parasites and they will die. They will release toxins, and those toxins will go into your bloodstream, and that causes fatigue, headache, digestive issues, pain. We want to avoid that. We want the body to be prepared, and we want the body to have opened those clogged drainage pathways. And this is your step 1. It prepares you for that. Now, the magic of the parasitic cleanse happens in step 2 and step 3. I always say this: you don't know you have parasites until step 2. Send me photos, please. I love those. And I'll send you mine. So the second step is gut and immune support, which really concentrates on your intestines. And it's a full month, meaning you will do it during a full moon where the most movement occurs, because basically all your parasites go back into the intestines to steal your serotonin, which is your happy hormone. And then step 3, it's a whole body immune support, but still with a deeper anti-parasitic cleanse, because believe me, if you have any parasitic infestation, it could be very deep. And the fourth one is a systemic detox, which concentrates on heavy metal. And through all the steps, you're getting microbiome support. You're getting, it's going to help you balance your viral, bacterial load. Anything that doesn't belong in the body will be addressed. This is how good this protocol is. And I've done it twice. Like I said, I've done it twice, and it worked wonders. So if this is something for you, if this is something you're interested, DM me on Instagram, and I'll also show you here how to get it. If you're not there yet, you don't have to tell me that you're doing this for your erectile dysfunction. I don't need to know why you're doing it. If you have any questions about any of those protocols, I am here to answer if you choose me to be your practitioner. Okay. And also all my clients receive a free masterclass, everything you need to know about parasites, because there's a lot. So it's like over 2-hour lecture that I concentrate specifically on most symptoms, and most of us have them. And then there's another way to address your toxin accumulation. Let's say you don't think you have parasites, but you think you may have toxin accumulation, right? Because the liver is affected, the kidneys are affected. If you get up at night to urinate, Too many toxins in your kidneys right away. I can tell you that, because when I did liver support kit plus a binder, I stopped waking up at night. That's the magic of the support of organs, detox organs by herbs. So another option is we always start, like I said, with step 1 or jumpstart kit. And by the way, you don't have to buy the whole 4 steps at once. You can buy one at a time and see how you feel. Okay, there's an option. It's, of course, there's a discount if you buy all 4 at once. So the step 1 comes as a jumpstart kit. We always start there, guys. Please prepare your body before. I made that mistake. My first Cellcore practitioner was someone very unexperienced, and I started with step 2, and I had severe side effects, so I had to go back and do step 1, and then I changed it to someone more professional, and then I went to medical grad school to be their practitioner, because that's how well it worked on me. So we do, after jumpstart kit, we do liver support kit, which also addresses your not just the liver, but also the kidneys. KNL support, the supplement you see, that's kidney liver support. So it has all the herbs that concentrate, support your body. The thing to know about herbs is that they do not work. They do not do the work for your body. They support your body to do its own work. Okay, that's why it's systemic. That's why it's not one pill. It's going to last multiple months. And then after liver support, because we have to start somewhere, we do a detox support kit. Sometimes we do them the other way, depending on the severity of your situation. Because detox support will concentrate, for 1 month, you get herbal supplements that concentrate on all of the detox. And it's also your skin. Your skin is your biggest detox organ, your lungs as well as your intestines. So the detox support kit just concentrate on helping your body remove what doesn't belong. Okay, this is good, especially for those who smoke, because if you continuously put in the toxins and your drainage pathways are clogged, then guess what? You need support. So this is just an option for you. There's multiple options depending on your issue. So how to order? Go to cellcore.com. This is my practitioner code, okay? You have to enter practitioner code. If you order through me, I will see it, and I will be able, well, you get a welcome email from me, and I'll answer all of your questions. And the easiest way to contact me is on Instagram. DM me. I have a link in my bio, which is easier way to purchase it and to sign up with me. So find me on Instagram, Universal Mama Lena Academy. I have a lot of materials there, a lot of posts, and most important, I answer your questions as they might come up. Everything there is to know about the herbs, I will answer you. Also, umlacademy.com, you can email me through there, and we can be in touch like that, depending on what works for you. But I am here to answer all of your questions about the detox that you may have. This is the most important part of my remission. If I didn't do this, guys, I wouldn't be here. I know this for sure, 100%. And like I said, I did the foundational protocol twice. I did it for 8 months. Yeah, that's how bad it was. Like I told you, I was born with MTHFR gene mutation. My detox is affected. I always have to support it. I'm currently doing a protocol too, Immunospike protocol, which helps immunity, and it helps with, it's a great help to increase my immunity and to cleanse my sinuses. Because if your detox is affected, you will pick up on everything. Remember, okay, let's get into some fun facts. Positive mind will give you a positive life. Negative mind will give you a negative life. You can either concentrate on a solution or on a problem. The choice is yours. If you concentrate on a problem, that's what you attract. If you concentrate on a solution, that's also what you attract. You are here watching this video. That means you are open to a solution. That's a good start. Next, we have, what can you do today? Well, first of all, ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Every condition has a reason. Find the reason and eliminate it. Whether it's your lifestyle, whether it's your clogged drainage pathways, accumulated toxins in your liver or your kidneys, whether it's parasites, whether it's an emotional issue. It could be all of it, or it could be just one thing. Find it to eliminate it. Think about your diet. Think about whether you get enough exercise. Think about any harmful habits or addictions that you may have and research. Guys, we have this tool, our phone. It's like endless knowledge at the end of our fingertips. Let's use it. Let's use it for our advantage so that we can be better. Okay. Relationship health. Again, communicate. Learn to communicate. If you do not know how, communicate. Do not play the blaming game. Play the understanding game. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. Okay? It has a reason. And I know that you may not want to believe it. You may say, oh, she's crazy. Why does she think that I resent my wife? I like all the things she does for me. It makes me feel special. Okay. And you have every right to think that. I was going to therapy some time ago and I was complaining about my ex-husband, and the therapist said to me something I'll never forget. She said that, why are you with him? There's nothing positive you have to say about him. Why are you there? And I really started thinking, why am I here? I don't want to be this complaining, nagging wife. Why am I here? You know? I don't want to be the mother. I would like to be a wife. We all play different roles. And what I said may not necessarily be your case, so don't take it personally. But if it triggered you, if anything of what I said triggered you, that's a sign that there's something within you that is unprocessed, which is very good. I love triggers. I always say thank you to everybody who triggers me because they just helped me uncover something that I wanted to address, but I didn't know that it even existed. You can only heal that which you are aware of. That's it. You cannot, if there's something within you, and then again, it depends on your culture. It depends on where you're from. It depends on your dynamic. As long as there's open communication and you both are happy getting what you want, both of you, that's great. But if you have an erectile dysfunction and you're here, we have to start somewhere. Whether it's your toxins, whether it's parasites, whether it's the emotions. Okay? If you over worry that your wife is not satisfied or your girlfriend is not satisfied, that worry in itself may be causing an issue because it raises your cortisol. Yeah. Maybe you're living in chronic stress and you don't know it. So I would like to encourage you to play the understanding game. If you understand that everything happens for a reason, every single disease, unless you were born with it, then we are talking about genetics. Everything else we acquired throughout our journey here, okay? All the toxins. And notice how there's more and more. So the detox support kit, it's like literally life-saving for so many people because we have to support our detox pathways. How does toxin accumulation happen? Okay. So again, not with age, but with lack of support and chronic stress. Now, here's the thing that most of us do not know about. A lot of us do have genetic mutations like I did, and I didn't know. I was not aware of it. What does it mean, MTHFR gene mutation? It will mean that I am more sensitive to the things that other people don't react to. Like I react to pollution. I wasn't able to be next to anyone who was wearing perfume. Now I'm better thanks to the protocol I'm doing right now, which is amazing to me. It works like magic because my eldest son is wearing perfume every day and I finally don't have a reaction. So especially digestion, where our digestion is affected, we have tendency to get bloated. We have tendency to have chronic inflammation, which I talk a lot in my allergies video and the bloating video. There's a lot on my channel that may benefit you if this is for you. But chronic stress, so high cortisol, affects your histamine levels. And histamine is the swelling. It starts with the water retention, and then we just like gain few sizes up, and we're like, oh God, what's happening? I didn't change my diet. I still eat the same thing I used to eat. I still move everything the same. Why am I gaining weight? Well, because high cortisol will raise your histamines, and your histamines will send signal for your body to retain water. Okay, because that's how our body protects itself. And then that water turns into fat. And that's your weight gain. Because nobody tells us that we can support our body different way, and nobody checks, no doctor, I mean, unless you go see epigenetist. My chiropractor did genetic testing for me, and it turned out that I did pass along this MTHFR gene mutation to one of my sons. But now we know how to handle it, because you have to supplement it properly. So this is why it's so much better to know. So again, chronic stress, high cortisol, high histamines, then it's high estrogen, then it's low testosterone. So for us women, it raises our estrogen and we get bulky, and the men low testosterone. And then you can Google all the symptoms of low testosterone. But you can tell right away by the way a person looks. Yeah, it's a major issue. So this is how chronic stress will affect you. Wouldn't it be nice to get rid of it? Well, stress is your perspective. Perspective. What stresses you out will not touch other people. You have to learn how. So I have a proposition for you. Go to umlacademy.com and there's a free meditation there. Start with conscious breath work. It's like 6-minute meditation. You just listen to it and see if it's for you. And then you can practice it daily. Be aware of your breath. Your breath is naturally what calms you down. Also, it's the most advanced healing technology our body has. It all starts with the breath. Without the breath, we would not be here. But we breathe so automatically, it does nothing. So being aware of the breathing. And if you don't know where to start and you're really stressed, go to my website, umlacademy.com, and see if it's something for you. It's for free. You can download it. Okay, chronic stress, again, affects immunity, affects digestion and hormonal production. It is a silent killer, and it's a perspective. So in traditional Chinese medicine, we say that the best way to reduce stress is through movement. Any movement helps. Get a personal trainer. If you're not fit enough, get a physical therapist, especially if you're in a lot of pain. Physical therapist will show you how to strengthen your muscles before you go to the gym, before you go out there. Do what you can. Walking is free. Jumping is free if you can. The most powerful movement that there can be is dancing. Oh yeah. When was the last time you took your lady for a dance? Huh? We have to do it. The older we get, the more we stop. Or like we do it on rare occasions like weddings. So I'm here to tell you, do it more often. If you don't know how to dance, this is a perfect time for you to learn. I'm currently learning a shuffle dance, and I'll master it. I'm doing so much better. It takes a lot of time and a lot of reprogramming the brain. I called it rebraining. Wow. But it's fun and it releases so much stress. And guys, the moment we start to jump and just enjoy ourselves, the whole body starts to relax, starts to forget about what caused our stress reaction, and we can finally feel a relief. So do whatever you can. It is completely up to you. I'm not forcing you, but I tell you right now, if your doctor did not tell you, and I know that they spent 5 minutes with you, if the doctor didn't stress out to you that movement is a priority, yeah, it's bad. They should say that. Some doctors do, not all of them. So understand the roles, masculine versus feminine. Be familiar. Find a man coach. If it's a life coach that will help you, make sure he's a man and make sure you look up to him. Make sure you want in your life what he has. Yeah, that's important. You can only learn masculinity from a man. Yeah. For me, when I started working on my feminine, I hired feminine coaches and I was going to workshops to learn from women. Okay, because they're experts. We're experts. I am an expert on a woman, and then a man will be an expert on your energy. Read books. There's a lot out there. Invest in yourselves, guys. On my Instagram page, I do a post every year where I list 10 books that mostly affected my life in the most positive way. So find that. Be educated, be aware of what is going on. And first of all, you're here because you want to improve your life, right? This is how you do it. First, we get the knowledge, then we turn the knowledge into action, and our life changes. Simple but hard. Think about it. This is important. Sex is supposed to be pleasure, not stress. Think about it. If it's causing you hesitation, if you're afraid you're going to be judged, if you think you will not perform, if you think you will finish before her, and that's causing you a stress, and that's a very common stress. And there's another very important aspect here, is that we women, we fake our orgasms, and it's really bad. I have an article about this on my website if you would like to get familiar with why we do it. And again, we were raised to be good girls, and we feel bad for you. And that's literally what's stopping you from self-improvement. Because if we don't tell the man, if the woman doesn't tell the man that he's not performing, not in a bad way, guys, we can communicate with love. There's a way. If you have love, you can tell your partner anything. You don't do it out of hate or out of spite. You do it with love. You want to improve. You can say, listen, I want to improve our relationship. I want to improve our sex life. What can I do? What can I do right now? Like that would work. We can communicate if we do it with love and with the right intention. Because sex is supposed to be the Garden of Eden. It's the place where you relax and trust. And if it's not, we have work to do. Okay, understanding you cannot change your partner. You can only change you. Think about your own health first. I'm going to point a finger. Think about your own health first. Do not look around you. Look only within you. Okay, you're either an example or you're a really, really bad influence. Think about, if you're not healthy today, would you like your children to be the same way? It's all up to you guys. It's in your hands. Yes, you can communicate, but unless you change, your partner will not change. You can initiate the change. You can initiate the healthy lifestyle. It is all possible. Just because we weren't taught how to live healthy in a preventative manner, it doesn't mean we cannot learn it. You are here for that very reason, because you want to change something naturally. And I've presented you multiple ways. It's your choice. See, changing lifestyle, that's free. That needs your intention. That just needs your effort. Yeah, that's it. And what do women love? Oh gosh, we love when men take care of themselves. We really do. We notice it. And we love it when the men encourages us to do the same, because it's important to them. Okay. And this is something that I've discovered, and I absolutely loved it, because I hate the fact that our parents and our grandparents, they took care of each other when they were old. That was hard, especially when a grandma had to take care of a grandpa who was much bigger than her, and she was literally physically not capable of doing so. So I will take care of me for you, and then you take care of you for me. Meaning, I will exercise so you don't have to change my diapers when we're 70. I will exercise so I don't have to use a walker when I'm 80. I will eat right so you don't have to be afraid of my health deteriorating suddenly. I will do this for you, and I expect you to do the same for me, because I cannot change you. And in my relationship, I would not plan on being somebody's nurse. That's not my role. Yes, I will take care of you when you're sick, but not when you're chronically sick, because chronic sickness a lot of times is just a decision of a bad lifestyle. And if you can do something to prevent it, why wouldn't you? Why would you change? This is the very popular approach. So many of us are picking the magic pills instead of changing their lifestyle because it's so much easier. But guess what? There's side effects to it. So you're either choosing side effects or you're choosing putting in an effort and changing what you do every single day. Think about it. Take care of yourself so your wife doesn't have to change your diapers. Okay? So she doesn't help you up the stairs, so that you both are healthy. Okay? You can do that. Okie dokie, thank you. We're here. We made it. Took a little bit over an hour. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already do. Universal Mama Lena Academy. Visit umlacademy.com. And again, ask questions, guys. Herbal consult is free on Instagram. Okay. I talk to you. We decide what is best for you, and then you make an order. And we go from there. And everybody's different. Everybody's individual. I hope I was able to tell you the right information. My intention was all the way for you to take matters into your own hands. All the way. Because you are an expert on you. Just like I am an expert on me. No doctor out there will ever be an expert on me. To be an expert on me, they would have to be me. And they're not. I am. So I know exactly what's causing the dysfunction within my body, and you can find out what is causing this dysfunction in your body. You do not have to live with it. You do not have to depend on your magic pill, unless it works for you. Then of course I'm all for it. Guys, I'm not against it if it works for you. The point of this video is not to discourage you from using additional help. Everything is okay. But if we can improve your lifestyle so much that you don't need it as much, hey, great. Wouldn't that be something? So depending on what it is, whether it's an emotional, whether it's a parasite, whether it's a detox issue, whether it's your energy is stagnated because you're sitting too much, whatever the reason may be, it is up to you to look within yourself and know for yourself. Thanks so much again, guys. Again, any questions, please ask. I am usually I reply pretty fast as I work on Instagram mainly. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Till next time.